for Richmond, and I call the member for Corangamite.
Thank you very much, Mr Deputy Speaker. Mr Deputy Speaker, I don't think we've seen so much confected outrage on the other side of the chamber for quite some time. I thought the member for McMahon, he was yelling and screaming with such hysteria and getting so red in the face. I had to tune in my television set. I thought there was something wrong with the reception, because honestly, Mr Deputy Speaker, what we are seeing is the utmost of hypocrisy from a opposition which has utterly lost its way. And the fact that the Labor Party has only just reversed its position after earlier deciding it would vote for these measures and is now not voting for these measures just shows what a mess the Labor Party is in. And let me say, Mr Deputy Speaker, that this is absolutely, if you want to know about integrity, if you want to know about trust, turn on to the ABC tonight and watch the killing season, and we will understand with greater depth and clarity why the Australian people rejected the Labor Party. Mr Deputy Speaker, the government is proposing changes to the age pension which are measured, responsible and fair. These changes will see more than 170,000 pensioners with modest assets have their pensions increased by just over $30 a fortnight. That's an increase, Mr Deputy Speaker. What the Labor Party is doing is that they are blocking an increase for pensioners who most need the government's help. This will include around 50,000 part pensioners who will now qualify for a full pension under the new rules. More than 90% of Australia's aged pensioners and others who receive pension-linked payments will either be better off or have no change to their arrangements under these new proposals. Now, Mr Deputy Speaker, I think some members opposite know deep in their hearts that these are reforms that should be supported by the Labor Party. These changes are about looking after those who most need our help with compassion, equity and fairness, one of the fundamental obligations of government. But this is not the party of old. In opposing our changes, Labor is showing Australians that it has lost its way. And as we've heard earlier in the debate, Labor is making the Greens look utterly responsible in relation to these particular measures. Labor would rather look after millionaire part pensioners than the most needy in our society. So who are we talking about? Couples who own their own home with additional assets of less than $451,000 will get a higher pension. Couples who don't own their own home but have assets of up to $699,000 will also, under our measures, be better off. So it is incredible that Labor is opting to look after the part pensioners with assets of well over $1 million and yet denying pensioners who most need our help with this pension increase. The member for Rankin has called these part pensioners low-income earners. Why is Labor forgetting those who most need our help? That is what we are doing, Mr Deputy Speaker, with these measures. And I just want to reflect on what our government has delivered since we were elected. Since the election, the single pension is up by $52 a fortnight and the couple pension has increased by $78 a fortnight. We've abolished the carbon tax, a noose around the neck of every pensioner imposed by the Labor Party, saving every household on average $550 a year. But importantly, Mr Deputy Speaker, pensioners keep the carbon tax compensation, which is $14 per fortnight for singles and $21.20 for couples. What we are seeing, Mr Deputy Speaker, is a Labor Party which is very good at imposing taxes on Australians. Our government is focused on helping everyday Australians get ahead and save for their retirement, but what we are seeing from members opposite is a planned raid on the superannuation accounts of Australians whenever they run out of money, to fill Labor's black hole, a black hole created by Labor's reckless spending. Mr Deputy Speaker, I was delighted to host the Foreign Minister in Grovedale last week for a community morning tea, and I can assure you we were talking about our government's focus on national security, on economic security, on job creation, a fairer pension and protecting superannuation. And I can tell members opposite that people in my electorate are genuinely concerned about Labor's plans to raid their superannuation accounts. We will make sure that the accounts of Australians are protected, and we will work very hard to look after those who most need our help.
I thank the member.